Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Middle-earth server tour. Today we're taking a look at Rohan, right?
That's correct.
And we're starting off in Edoras, which is the capital of Rohan, I believe.
It is the capital of Rohan. Although it used to be Eltberg, but they later on changed it to Edoras and made this massive golden hall on top of the cliff over here.
Medjuseld, if I
It's
remember
called
correctly.
Meduseld. Yep, it's Meduseld.
I actually did a recreation of this in Conquest a while back. This one looks prettier.
This is also not the first Meduseld we have. We used to have a competition for it. And we had a different one back on the old map once before we did the World Painter map. But this one was built afterwards when we pasted everything over to the new map.
There's a lot of little rooms and stuff back here as well.
Oh yeah, we definitely made a room for Grimwald. For Grima Warptongue, I'm sorry.
Grima,
And,
yes.
Yeah, he whispered those all foul things into Tyrion's ear. And corrupted him in such a way that he tried to fend off his son, Eomer. Luckily Gandalf came into view and actually uncorrupted Grima.
Yep.
Or uncorrupted Tyrion.
Yep,
Well,
smack some sense into him, basically.
Yep, he definitely smacked some sense too. Because we had no real texture for straw, and we didn't know how to implement it in the roofs. We actually had a dirt block and straw planted above it, and that would be our straw roof.
I've seen that done before, actually, and it does look a little bit weird, for sure.
Yeah, 'cause it's got a gap between.
It does look a little bit weird, and especially from the bottom when you're inside, because we tend to do the interiors of every single house, and when you look up, then you would see the dirt. So that's why we changed it to this new texture, the texture block of the roof.
This texture works very well. This kind of thatch sort of texture, it works. I'm assuming...
Yeah, it does look a lot like thatch, yeah.
Yeah, I've got stairs. I'm assuming there's a slab variant of it as well, but I see stairs and full blocks for sure.
Yeah, stairs, slabs, everything. Yeah, but also Edras, if you look at all of Rohan in general, it doesn't have many cities because the people are nomadic, so they move around quite a lot, and so there are only a few actual big cities like Rohan, like this and Altberg. So these are like the two main cities that Rohan has.
This was very recently revamped. Like we redid the entirety of Elper.
Wow.
And in the lore, it actually states that Elper, which translates to Old Fortress, I think it's somewhat Germanish, was made by the Númenórean and was later inhabited by the Rohirrim, is the people of Rohan. And that's why they used stone in the castle, in the middle castle of it. And this was also part of a contest build we had on our server. We regularly have contests for iconic places like this. And the team that won is, I think...
It was
Thais.
Bender, I think.
Like one of our better group of builders, so like the really experienced ones. They of course won like always.
Like
beat
always.
me.
Oh, it's always tried, but
There's still some grudges around.
I've participated in so many contest builds, and I've
we should have won the airship deal, shouldn't we? That was unlucky.
The cool thing about this castle is that it's on like multiple levels. You've got different. There's a lot of like height variation, a lot of different levels where the foundations are kind of coming up from. You've got like areas where the walls come up, and then there's like an actual like ground that's filled in, like an earthworks of some sort. Like over here, for example, some of this kind of stuff. It works out pretty well, and it really kind of gives the castle a very interesting shape and a really kind of cool feel and vibe to it.
This was also done in a build day. Well, the previous version was, to be exact. This new one was also done in many job days.
Lots and lots of tents.
Lots and lots of tents.
So if you also take the path up, which is in the lore, each side's got a statue of kings, former kings of Rohan.
Ah.
Aren't these the dreamer people? Like the stone people?
What?
These little statues over here. I thought there was
Yeah.
something.
They were the former kings of Rohan.
And then
The kingdom.
shouldn't the halls of the dead be around here somewhere as well?
Yes.
Oh,
that's
yes, they
the
are.
next
That's
one.
where we're heading. You can follow me up into this cave. This is where the actual heart of the city of the dead is.
Ah.
Once you find your way through the maze, you'll get to this part.
So then you've got the dark, the green glowing city. And so the lore behind this is that Isildur, the king at the time of the Second Age, when they were fighting Sauron, like in the beginning of the Lord of the Rings, he asked the people who lived here to pledge fealty to him, and in a time of need, they will come and aid him. And they did not. In a time of aid, they did not come, and so Isildur cursed them and told them, you will not rest until your oath is fulfilled. So hence why they died and just became ghosts and lived here, waiting till an heir of Isildur will release them from their curse. In comes Aragorn.
Yep.
Perfect coincidence, to be honest. And uses them to fight, to go to Pelargir, not in the Minas Tirith. They go to Pelargir, free the cities from the reign of Castamere, and take like the
From the
warships-
Corsairs, yeah.
Corsairs, same thing. And take the warships and sail to Minas Tirith. And before that, they release the dead. So it's slightly different in the books compared to the films.
And I don't remember, in the books when Aragorn came to this area, did he know that they were here, or was it just kind of a happy... Okay. That was
He
that
knew
was
it.
the whole reason that he came, wasn't it? To basically
Yes.
grab the army of the dead?
Because he had the sword of...
Isildur, yeah.
the sword of Isildur, which shows that he's proved that he is an heir of Isildur who can release them from that curse.
Ah, here we go.
Many trees. Poor Ariel.
These trees are actually made by a lot of our members during a tree build day, as we call it, where we had many plots, and just set them out and make a tree, and we pasted it in the world.
Yeah, and then we had jobs and a lot of adventurers who fixed all the roots of the trees to connect them nicely to the ground and build these bushes and place all the leaves and flowers and so on.
So how many of these trees are duplicates?
We have around 90 individual trees.
90 individual trees.
That's only the large ones, I think, the golden ones.
It's
Below
the
there
large
are
ones, and
there are-
250 small ones.
Holy cow. Lothlorien is one of the areas that I remember as being the most beautiful back when I was playing. Nobody saw that. I mean, I fixed it, so it's okay.
It's fine.
Don't ban me. I'm not griefing, I promise.
You're griefing.
But yeah, I remember back when I was playing Lord of the Rings Online all the time. before I started YouTube and everything. I remember they had their own interpretation of Florina, and it was just so beautiful. Like the lighting and all the gold and the various different, like it was stunning. And actually, this kind of reminds me of it. It's a little blockier, which is totally to be expected, but it's stunning. It's beautiful, and the lighting, with like I'm still running shaders at the moment, and with the lighting, like it really brings out a lot of the details and creates that atmosphere that we keep talking about.
Yeah, I love to visit this place sometimes, especially in nighttime. It's so serene and peaceful. It's beautiful. Galadriel arriving right now hasn't been originally made in 2012.
Wow.
So it's a very old build, but it still holds up to its glory.
Can't wait to destroy it.
You can't wait to destroy it and redo it. And
Wow. That is beautiful.
so there are many of the flats where the elves lived, and where Galadriel met the Fellowship.
Man. Stunning. It really is. I don't have anything to say. I mean, what do you say? And it's so, I don't know. I'm running out of words. I need to expand my vocabulary and come up with more words for pretty and beautiful and gorgeous and atmospheric and all these other things that I keep saying. But this is incredible.
It took a lot of hard work, but we are so happy with the result too. It still looks stunning until this day.
I can't even imagine planning something like this.
And Galadriel told them not to touch the water. And what happens when you touch the water here? Well, see yourself. Just jump in.
In the middle. Stand in the middle.
Oh, that is super cool.
Yeah, you witness the eye of Sauron.
How did you even?
I think we retextured the Nether Portal.
Ah, that would make sense. Well, yeah, and it's
so automatic teleportation.
that's very clever.
Basically, it's a long
It's like
drop.
to say plugin that teleported you to Moria.
That's so cool. The teleportation and the falling I got, but I was like, how in the world did you do that? And now it makes sense. You retextured the Nether Portal.
This was also made around the same time as Lothlorien was built, back in 2012.
And that's
Part of a giant server build as well. The left tower was made by one of our greatest builders, and the right one was actually done by the entire community as a whole. And if I can remember correctly, at least 40 people worked on it.
wow.
It was a hassle to coordinate, but it worked out in the end great.
And this is the scale. Like if you're building statues, we were talking earlier about the trolls and how it's hard to work a lot of detail in on a very small scale like that. This is the scale where you can actually start to get proper detail when it comes to statues.
Indeed. Yes.
And this one has it for sure.
Also, spoilers for Boromir dies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you need a spoiler warning for books that came out in the 1960? No, not even before that. Someone help me out. 40s?
I think it's even
At the
earlier
time,
than
I
that.
guess. Yeah.
1930s.
Well, because I know that Tolkien was a soldier in World War I. And after World War I, he wrote The Hobbit. And then...
Hobbit is the tale that he told his
1954.
children. Which,
Correct. And then when they were
1954.
grown...
Yes.
1954. There we go. I was going to say, 40s or 50s.
I did the pier once again to the Amon. This is one of the side stones. Or there's another one on the opposite side of the lake. I think Ariel can tell a little bit more about that before you head on.
Oh, very few only. These were builds of the old realm of Gondor at the Argonath. This was a seat of seeing, of far seeing, so someone could see it here and see what happens in far distance or even at other times.
Yeah, and as Finland mentioned, if you have really high render distance, you can see Ministerial from here.
Oh.
But you have to have extreme render distance.
Also, if you sit
And the opposite at the opposite hill on the eastern shore of the river Anduin, there's the Amon Law, the seat of hearing.
Here's our boy Jonathan. At the end.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Pingu.
What do you mean, Pingu?
Pingu! Pingu the End. Good name.
Oh, and his
Eyes are actually animated blocks, yeah.
I see that.
That can show and close.
That's super cool.
Yes, we actually did a massive build day for, and I think it's also the peak of the amount of members on our server at one point in time. We had around 100 or almost near 100 people working on the wall here. And as OH Brother said, it actually went up in 5 minutes. The planning, however, took a little bit longer, but the walls were done quite quickly.
There's actually a very interesting video out there by a YouTuber named Shadiversity. Have you ever heard of him?
The name's, yeah, I think I heard of him, yeah.
He's like a historical YouTuber that does a lot of like medieval history type stuff. He has a whole series where he reviews like fantasy castles and fortresses and stuff, and he did one on Helm's Deep, and just like...
Isn't he that British guy?
He's Australian, yeah. Sounds kind of British,
Same.
but he's Australian.
Commonwealth.
Oh, it does really sound British. When I last heard it.
Yeah, but
yeah, he's amazing videos.
yeah, he did a whole video on reviewing the plausibility of Helm's Deep as a defensive fortress. It's quite interesting.
Is it a good defensive fortress?
Yes and no. It has a couple brilliant things, and then it has some absolutely horrible, terrible things.
Like a secret entrance?
Not so much the secret entrance, actually. It's more like the pathway to get up to like right here, for example, this gate, right? Like if we're over on this side, like there should really be a gate in this archway.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Or a portcullis or something, but instead it's just like this open arch. And it was the same way in the movies. Like, there's a lot of things where he's like, why is there no door here? Like, all you'd have to do is put a door here, but you don't.
Yeah,
maybe it's expensive.
Do you know what else is
probably very
expensive?
serious.
Replacing all of your soldiers inside of Helm's
Can't
Deep.
cut down trees with live.
Indeed.
The ends might get offended.
Yeah, you can't cut down alive trees, you know.
Well, you know, you could put like an iron portcullis in place too.
Wow, damn.
You can't
Okay, fine.
offend the dwarfs. They want to keep it for themselves.
That's true. That would be a grudging. Oh wait, that's the wrong universe.
In the glittering caves, you can see the maximum, like the reflection done to its perfection. Like,
Yeah. I'm in
Yeah,
spectator mode to look at it.
We indeed flipped some of the halls, not all of them, but some of them, just to make the reflection even more and make the glittering feeling even more.
Wow.
much glitter.
This was also a lot of fun to build.
Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed our tour of Rohan today. I certainly had a lot of fun. There's so many cool builds on this server and in this area in general. Yesterday, we took a look at Eriador. Today, we took a look at Rohan, obviously. And then tomorrow, we're going to take a look at Gondor. So I hope you guys are excited for that. There's some of the most iconic places in Middle-earth, in Tolkien's universe, are located in Gondor. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we'll be able to see there. But if you want to come onto the server yourself, take a look around, look at all these awesome builds, maybe do a little building yourself, any of that kind of stuff. Everything you need to know is in the description below, so check that out. But guys, that is going to do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check it out as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.